Listening, fill in the blanks.
Let's start.
Mental health awareness is gaining momentum worldwide, breaking down stigma and promoting open dialogue about psychological well-being. Initiatives such as World Mental Health Day and Mental Health Awareness Weeks raise awareness about the prevalence of mental illness and the importance of seeking help. Increasing access to mental health services and support networks is crucial for addressing the global burden of mental health disorders.
Ironically, Neil now works in a bookshop, although he largely sticks to the non-fiction aisles. His condition begs the question, what is going on inside his pictureless mind? I asked him what happens when he tries to picture his fiancée. This is the hardest thing to describe, what happens in my head when I think about things, he says. When I think about my fiancée, there is no image, but I am definitely thinking about her. I know today she has her hair up at the back, she's brunette. But I'm not describing an image I am looking at, I'm remembering features about her. That's the strangest thing, and maybe that is a source of some regret.
Many legitimate businesses fail because they hesitate to adapt quickly to changing market winds. One high-profile example is movie and game rental company Blockbuster, which didn't keep up with the market and lost business to mail-order video rentals and streaming technologies. The brand has all but faded from view. Little argues the difference between the two groups is that criminal organizations often have improvisation encoded into their daily behavior, while larger companies think of innovation as a set process. This is a leadership challenge, said Little. How well companies innovate and organize is a reflection of leadership.
The monster needed no embellishment. The creature was scary enough, and Verne incorporated as much fact as possible into the story, says Emily Alder from Edinburgh Napier University. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea and another contemporaneous book, Victor Hugo's Toilers of the Sea, both tried to represent the giant squid, as they might have been actual zoological animals, much more taking the squid as a biological creature than a mythical creature. It was a given that the squid was vicious and would readily attack humans given the chance.
Imagine you're the greatest fantasy writer of your age. One day you dream up the idea of a bomb of infinite power. You call it the atomic bomb. H.G. Wells first imagined a uranium-based hand grenade that would continue to explode indefinitely. In his 1914 novel The World Set Free, he even thought it would be dropped from planes. What he couldn't predict was how a strange conjunction of his friends and acquaintances, notably Winston Churchill, who'd read all Wells's novels twice, and the physicist Leo Szilard, would turn the idea from fantasy to reality, leaving them deeply tormented by the scale of destructive power that it unleashed.
The reluctance, and sometimes inability, to go public is spurring the unicorns. By relying on private investors for a longer period of time, startups get more runway to figure out sustainable business models. To delay their entrance into the public markets, firms like Airbnb, Dropbox, Palantir, Pinterest, Uber and several other large startups are raising hundreds of millions, and in some cases billions, that they would otherwise have gained through an initial public offering.
Claims have emerged from the country that some students have been forced to sleep in cars, or out on the streets, because of the enormous increases to rent in the capital. Those who have been lucky enough to find a place to live have had to do so blind, by paying for accommodation, months in advance. They haven't even seen just so they will have a roof over their head over the coming year. According to the Irish Independent, it's the Google effect which is to blame. As Google and other blue-chip companies open offices in and around Dublin's Docklands area, which are on the doorstep of the city, international professionals have been flocking to the area, which will boast 2,600 more apartments, on 50 acres of undeveloped land, over the next 3 to 10 years.
Sleep deprivation not only has a major impact on cognitive functioning but also on emotional and physical health. Disorders such as sleep apnea, which result in excessive daytime sleepiness, have been linked to stress and high blood pressure. Research has also suggested that sleep loss may increase the risk of obesity because chemicals and hormones that play a key role in controlling appetite and weight gain are released during sleep. There is no set amount of time that everyone needs to sleep, since it varies from person to person. Results from the sleep profiler indicate that people like to sleep anywhere between 5 and 11 hours, with the average being 7.75 hours.
In the middle of Rome's trendiest neighborhood, surrounded by sushi restaurants and nightclubs with names like Rodeo Steakhouse and Love Story, sits the ancient world's biggest garbage dump, a 150-foot-tall mountain of discarded Roman amphoras, the shipping drums of the ancient world. It takes about 20 minutes to walk around Monte Testaccio, from the Latin testa and Italian coxae, both meaning potsherd. But despite its size, almost a mile in circumference, it's easy to walk by and not really notice unless you are headed for some excellent pizza at Villa Vevedetto, a restaurant literally stuck into the mountainside.
Like, share, subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for further updates.